No, the good news is that the guys that were feeling poorly the last couple of days, even though they weren't 100% out there today, they worked their way through it, and they all felt better at the end of practice. So getting the lungs back and getting some energy back was huge. I think they felt better after practice than before, so I guess that would be the positive.
So knock on wood, you're over the hump of that.
I would, man. But you know I'm not superstitious, so that means nothing to me.
Rick, just from that perspective, how good was it to finally have the 12 forwards and the 6 defensemen that you were envisioning, to work on things like a proper power play, like a proper penalty kill?
Yeah, that's the first day we've really been able to do it now. Clearly, we're not sure on Nick's status for tomorrow night. I would still doubt he won't play, but regardless of that, we need to practice with those guys and get some familiarity with all the units, penalty killing as well. Now we still have a lot of bodies here, but at least we're getting a look of how we want it to look when we start the season.
One of the things you had placed a priority on was making sure the 3 newest guys that came from LA were getting comfortable. That was kind of halted a little bit, but are you seeing progress in that end, Rick?
Yes, yeah. You see Gabe playing with those 2 guys. Man, he hangs out of the puck and he can find them. Alex Iafallo, I think he can go right wing, left wing, kill penalties, play power play. He's going to be used in a lot of situations. Rasmus has done a really good job on our penalty killer right-hand draw in that corner, which was huge when we lost Kevin Stenlin. So he steps in and does those things for us. So very, very happy with all 3 of them. And again, like they want to be here. They're proud to be Winnipeg Jets, and they're playing like it. And they're all 3 of them are really good pros.
Rick, considering that Nikolai had full participation in practice, was doing power play as well, would it be safe to say that perhaps tomorrow he might be game time decision then?
Well, yeah, in the perfect world, yeah, but we'll have to see what he feels like in the morning. If it's not 100%, then he's going to have to make that call, not us. And he knows what he feels. We don't. He knows where he is, and we don't want a setback. But I would love for him to show up and say, Bones, I want to play. I'd love to hear that.
Also, it's not a medical decision necessarily for your staff.
It's his, again, it's how he feels. He's the only one that knows how he feels. And if he's not 100%, then he won't play. But he knows his body, and he knows where the aches are and how he has to feel to play.
Josh was talking about the pillars of this team's identity. What are they?
Well, we made huge strides last year on our defensive side of the puck. That's what got us into the playoffs. The improvements we made without the puck. I think our analytics were better than what our actual goals for. But we're a team that's going to create offense and really good team defense, which means pressure them all over the ice. And when we're going and we're skating, that's what we look like. We're pressuring the opposition, we're creating turnovers, and we're going on the attack in a hurry. Or they're coming into our zone, and we're very aggressive. We're ending plays, and we're getting breakouts, and we get going. We struggle for me so far with the breakouts. So we can't play fast if we don't break the puck out. So every day we're putting a lot of focus on breaking the puck out. So that's what we will look like. Go back, get the puck, go hard, get going on the attack, and the same thing in the neutral zone if we turn the puck over and get offense from good defense.
Rick, would it be safe to say, the guys that are outside of the top 12 and maybe the top 6 on defense?
No, we don't know who the top 12 are.
I don't, and that's why I said the guys who are perceived to be outside of the top 12.
Like
yeah, but you've had a good look at everybody. Like, have you had a, through circumstances, have you had a good enough look at everybody now that you feel real comfortable with what you have with the 29 that are left here?
I'm very comfortable with what the 29 what they bring to the table. So we're very comfortable with that. Now, are some of the young guys who've looked really good, are they ready for that next, or are they better than the guys that maybe have a little more experience? Then we have to make that decision. But I'm glad that some of these kids have stepped in and pushed our veterans for a spot, and that's a good thing. That's a very positive thing. But nor has a veteran played his way off the team. So that's just as important as well. So do we have a lot of work to do between now and October 11th? Absolutely we do. We're not kidding ourselves. Because of the delay in getting the lines together, the delay in getting everyone feeling strong out in practice. There's progress made in what you're talking about for sure.
Coach, what have you seen and or liked from David Gustafsson this camp?
puck went in the net for him. That's a huge start, right? It was a tough year for him with the goal loss. No, listen, he's here for play left wing, play center, kill penalties, being a very reliable defensive forward, and that's what he's done. Now, when you're saying that if you play good defense like we did in Calgary, he ends up scoring 2 goals because we turned the puck over. Both of those goals, we turned the puck over, and then his timing jumping in and getting the puck at the right spot was there. So his timing offensively is better, but again, his main job here is to kill penalties, win faceoffs, be versatile, and be ready to do the job, whatever we ask him to do.
Does a guy like that have any sort of a, I guess, advantage over maybe some of the other guys who are fighting for one of those last spots? Just being a homegrown, you kind of know more about him, I guess, if you could say.
Well, he would fall in that category. He certainly didn't play his way off the team. So it starts with that. And, when the puck was in the net for him like it has, that's a huge bonus for him as well.
Rick, when you look at your goaltending tandem, is that an area where you kind of know what you're going to get and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable at that roster area?
It feels real comfortable. I like all 3 of our goalies. Even Colin has played very, very well. But when you can throw out Helly and you get LB right behind him, for a coach, that's really good. That's a really good option. And again, Colin's, the games he's played here, he's been outstanding. So we're very, very comfortable where we are with our goaltending, and that's why we have Wade Flaherty. So you're going to be asking him all about that.
Have any fight for spots come down to one game, or can't it do that?
No. Again, one of the most important things is that has a veteran played so poorly that he's played himself off the team? No. You look at a guy like Nate Schmidt. Well, he hasn't been able to play from an injury, so that's a whole other discussion. But that's based on an injury, not based on his play. So, but I'm happy to see Philly pushing for a spot, young Parker Ford pushing for a spot, and now that makes the veterans play. Okay, these guys are here pushing me. I got to make sure I'm on top of my game.
And your top line, how are you liking? I mean, there's been some illness, but how is it looking to you right now?
Well, every time they practice together, they look really good. I love how they hang on the puck and they find the seams and they're reading off each other very well. Gabe's a very smart player. He's everything we heard about him, and I think he's ready to take off and have a big year. So he's been a real good fit for that line, and I know Mark and Casey love playing with him because he hangs onto the puck and he protects the puck. He's not throwing it away. So they're offensive players. They want to play in that zone. You need someone that's going to hang on to pucks, make plays, find them when they're open, and Gabe has been able to do that.